Hello friends, Chad here with Return of the Remnant Ministry. Today I thought I'd change things up a little bit. Today we're going to be talking about sheep. And with our homestead, we have sheep here, we have goats and other farm animals. And in fact, we have a sister channel, YouTube channel called View Homestead. I'll put links in the description. We haven't been on there in a while, but I'm hoping this spring to do more videos on that, whether it's livestock management, rotational grazing, farming, gardening, things like that. So hopefully I'll start putting some more content on that channel. But today I wanted to talk about the spiritual application of sheep. And right now we're in the time of lambing season, and we have some lambs right now. But you know, Yeshua tells us that we are sheep and he's the good shepherd. And so I want to show some things today about sheep to give you a better understanding of some of the scriptures in the Bible, along with what Yeshua tells us in the Gospels. Give me a second here to get this all squared away. You're going to see some things that you're going to find interesting. For many of you that are not farmers, let's get this locked up here. Let's go ahead and get them out. It was a cold night last night. Hey gang, come on, let's head on out. So Yeshua talks about my sheep hearing my voice. And they know to follow the shepherd. Because they hear the shepherd and they know the shepherd's voice. So we're going to let them out. And what's interesting is as a shepherd, I know each one of their voices and I know who they are. Just like Yeshua knows us. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, guys. I'm going to take them into the sheepfold. Come on. Where there's good pasture. Where there's good pasture for them to graze. Come on. There you go. Come on, guys. And I can tell you, as a shepherd, there's times where I get so frustrated with the animals, because most of the time I don't, but sometimes I do. And, you know, I'm thinking to myself, look, they got food, they got water, they got shelter, they got everything they need. And there's been times where I hear this voice, what am I to do with you, Ephraim? Because we as sheep have gone astray. And we needed the good shepherd to come and to protect us and to put us in the fold and to take care of us and to feed us with his word. So there's a lot we can learn from this. And I want to just share with you a few scriptures. Because remember, when Yeshua came the first time to talk to the people, to talk to Israel, he used basically the good seed. He talked in parables about the good seed, about the good fruit, and about a harvest. And he also talked about animals, specifically sheep. So I want to read just a few verses here to give you an idea of just how we are like sheep. And Scripture tells us this. So just as me as a shepherd is looking over this flock and taking care of this flock and giving them what they need, so too God, as the good shepherd, gives us what we need and takes care of us and gives us good pasture, etc., etc. So we know with the famous Psalm of David, Psalm 23, you know, Yahweh is my shepherd, and not one thing lacks for me, or I shall not want. Well, these sheep, as long as I take care of them, I give them what they need, and they need nothing else. They will not try and get away. They will not try and run off as long as I'm taking care of them as a responsible shepherd. Psalm 78:52, but Yahweh made his own people to go forth like sheep and guided them in the wilderness like a flock. So during the exodus out of Egypt, he took care of them in the wilderness. And I'm trying to take care of these sheep as well. Another one, Psalm 95:7, for he is our God, and we are the people of his pasture and the sheep of his hand. Today, if you will hear his voice, if you shema, that word for hear is shema, that if you would not only hear his voice, but obey it and do it. Psalm 100, verse 3, know ye that Yahweh, he is God, and it is he that has made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture. There's several verses. I'm just skipping a few here. Ezekiel 34:11 and 12. For thus saith Yahweh Elohim, behold, I, even I, will both search my sheep and seek them out, as the shepherd seeks out his flock in the day that he is among his sheep that are scattered. So I will seek out my sheep and will deliver them out of all places where they have been scattered in the cloudy and dark day. And that's talking about Revelation there. Another one in Jeremiah 23:1. Woe be unto the pastors or the leaders or the teachers that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith Yahweh. And this is kind of a lead-in verse of Jeremiah 23:1, in which I'll be talking about in the future about the 7 woes that Yeshua passed down on the disingenuous teachers, preachers, Pharisees of God's word in Matthew 23. And Matthew 9:36, but when he, Yeshua, saw the multitudes, he was moved with compassion on them because they fainted and were scattered as a sheep having no shepherd. And then I'm going to end this with John chapter 10, a very good chapter on sheep and shepherd, because Yeshua is the good shepherd. John 10, 1 through 16. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that enters not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbs up some other way, the same is the thief and a robber. And as you can see here, there's only one way of getting in to this area. And I am the shepherd of this door. I am the one that controls the sheep that comes in and out. And unless someone takes me out, the sheep will not get out. But he that enters by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him the porter opens, and the sheep hear his voice, and he calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. And when he puts forth his own sheep, he goes before them, and the sheep follow him. And you saw when I left the sheep building, they followed me because they know my voice. And a stranger will they not follow, but will flee from him, for they do not know the voice of strangers. Now, one thing I'll comment on this, my wife Marilyn, she also kind of takes care of the sheep, but I probably 95% of the time take care of them. So they recognize me. When she comes, it's a little bit different, and they're a little more skeptical, and they don't know if they can trust her. But they trust me. I can go right up to them. I can pet them. I can look over their hooves, and because they trust me. This parable spoke Yeshua unto them, but they understood not what things they were which he spoke unto them. Then said Yeshua unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep. And so just like me, I am the shepherd of this flock of sheep, and I control the door of them coming in and going out. All that ever came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not hear them. I am the door. By me, if any man enter it, he shall be saved, and shall go in and out and find pasture. And this is what we, as believers in Yeshua, are. We are like sheep unto him. The thief comes not, but to steal, to kill, and destroy. I come that you might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd gives his life for the sheep. But he that is a hireling and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not, sees the wolf coming and leaves the sheep and flees, and the wolf catches them and scatters the sheep. The hireling flees because he is a hireling and cares not for the sheep. I am the good shepherd and know my sheep, and am known of mine. As the Father knows me, even so I know I the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. And other sheep I have, which are not of this fold, them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd. And then dropping down to verse 27 of John chapter 10, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. So I just want to give a brief teaching on that. This is one of a couple reasons why Marilyn and I, after we bought this property, we decided to have farm animals and grow a garden and other things like that. Number one, because many of you who watch this channel, you know where we're at in Yahweh's timeline, and we're very close to the end. And to prepare for that, not only spiritually, but mentally and physically, to kind of prepare like our forefather Joseph did, and you know about that when you read in the book of Genesis. And also to understand the parables, to understand, to get more into the minds of those in the first century who did this stuff, who worked with animals, who put their hands in the soil and worked it. You know, today we have all this farm machinery and everything else. And I grew some wheat last year, and not only did I have to manually harvest it, but I had, I threshed it, I had to winnow it. And I know in the future I'm going to do a teaching on that too, with the seed and the harvest. And just these things really bring the Bible to life and give you a whole nother paradigm, whole nother understanding of it, a deeper understanding. So anywho, this is what I wanted to share today. I hope you like it. I'm going to try and do some more videos like this, not only the ones you're accustomed to, but also some of the things in nature that we can use and relate to the Bible. So I'm going to just put it back over here on the sheep, maybe tell you a little bit more about our sheep a little bit, and then I'm going to end it. But thanks for watching. If you got comments, please click it down in the comment section. I know there's probably some things that I should have said more of that I didn't think about. I know I can tell you that as a good shepherd, I have to always watch my flock. I always have to take a look at them. I have to know the condition of my flock. And if they have a problem, I need to be able to treat it. So I just got to share this though. This guy here, he's a new lamb this year. That's Joseph, coat of many colors, but we nicknamed him Jojo. And he is a Katahdin, but he's got to be a mixture of probably a Barbados and Katahdin sheep. But these are mainly Katahdin sheep that I have. It's one thing to have animals as pets, but in order to have a true homestead, you have to not only raise these animals with love, but there comes a day when, you have to do something with these animals, whether you sell them or cull them. And that's just a way of life. And we certainly have learned a lot with these animals. That one's Misty there. That little girl there is Misty. And Jojo, he is a ram lamb, and Misty there is a ewe lamb. We've got way in the back there, we've got Noah, who's another male lamb, and Winter, who is a ewe lamb. So anyway, guys, I really hope this video was a blessing for you. And as always, God bless.